Place the feet in a natural position, ready to move in any direction. Face the target, knees flexed, with the trunk bent slightly forward in a crouch. Hold the arm straight, with the wrist and elbow locked. Then, using the shoulder as a pivot point, raise the gun to eye level. In the point firing position, do not use the gun sight. Fire instinctively, point blank, in the general direction of the target. When not actually firing, the gun should be carried in the ready position, slightly extended and centered between the knees at about a 45-degree angle from the body. Raised pistol, the position taught in basic training, may affect accuracy when combat firing. As the gun is pushed forward and the arm reaches full extension, the force of the shove causes the wrist to snap and the muzzle of the gun drops. Shooting from the hip may look good, but it isn't practical for combat. The main reason is that you can't see whether your gun is on the target in that position. Then, too, if you lock your elbow to form a 90-degree angle between the forearm and the upper arm, you're off balance when you shoot at high targets. Point firing with locked wrist and elbow and pivoting from the shoulder will give the greatest number of hits. Here's an alternate position which some shooters find more comfortable. The elbow is held flexed or bent instead of being locked straight. Considerably more practice is necessary to master this position. Be sure to extend the gun far enough to the front so that you can get a glimpse of it and correct any shooting errors. When the situation demands an angle shot from either a standing or walking position, don't just pivot from the shoulder. The chances of a hit that way are only 1 out of 3. And don't jump around to change the direction of fire. Or, like swinging the arm, you can't land in the same place twice. If the ground happens to be rough or uneven, you're apt to lose your balance. Turn smoothly. Let the movement of the body take care of any change in direction. Smooth, easy pivoting will keep the gun in the same relative position to the eyes and body, enabling you to shoot where you look. Pivot on either foot, whichever brings you into the best firing position. When pivoting, bring the gun up to eye level during the time the body is changing direction. Point firing depends on doing everything quickly, smoothly, instinctively. Practice all the things you've learned over and over again until they become as natural and effortless as breathing. Now let's see how these same men will do with live ammunition. Remember that these are the first rounds they've fired since completing the basic firing course. In order that hits may be more easily seen, tracer ammunition is being used. Each target appears for only a short time, so shooting must be rapid as well as accurate. A burst of 2 shots assures at least 1 hit. At 25 yards, kneeling, the group will do fairly well. Of course, some of the men will make natural mistakes, but misses are not far off the mark. Minor corrections will put these men right on the target in a short time. With point firing, it's best to start close to the target and work gradually back as speed and accuracy increase. Watch this next man. After firing at the first target, he'll relax and change his grip on the gun, missing the second target completely. Here's a man who doesn't have his gun lined up with his arm and isn't shooting where he's pointing. This man, however, is using a tight grip and has the gun aligned with his forearm. Result, hits. For teaching large groups of men combat or practical firing, a regular pistol range can be easily converted. The main requirements are a firing line at 50 yards and replacing the conventional bullseye targets with 2 bobbing targets placed 8 feet apart for each firing point. When practicing the kneeling position, the pistol stands at the 25-yard line can be used to simulate obstructions over which to fire. The gun should never be rested directly against them or anything else when firing. If additional support is needed, rest the hand or arm against the solid object, but never the gun itself. For practicing point firing, shoot from the 15-yard line. Allow no more than 2 steps forward to maintain the safety angle. Point firing will require more practice than firing from either the prone or kneeling positions. Courses of instruction should be designed to provide additional time for the standing position. To test judgment as well as marksmanship in a realistic setting, Little Berlin or Tokyo installations may be used for small advanced groups. To avoid being picked off by snipers, the man being tested drops into prone at 50 yards. As he moves forward, he takes advantage of all cover, keeping constantly on the alert, since targets may be rigged in windows and around corners. At 25 yards, the situation calls for the kneeling position. Ahead in the open, only point firing will be possible. This is combat firing, quick, instinctive, the kind of training that can mean the difference between his life and yours.